This is Kathy Chase. I wanted to talk about the Lincoln Journal-Star. Lincoln Journal-Star has been owned by Lee Enterprises, last time I looked, has been generating stories directed towards me to try to initiate getting me killed. If this is an opportunity for people in the public, if you want to make some money, I've called them personally. I've called Lincoln Journal-Star personally and gave them a warning, and I said, you better stop doing what you're doing, because everybody in the public sees what you're doing. If you don't stop initiating stories to try to use indirect stories catered to direct towards me and my life to try to initiate my death, I told them they better stop. Because you can't do that. That's illegal. So basically, I've given them a verbal warning. A couple weeks ago, I called them personally and left them a message with my name telling them to stop. Okay, I gave them the verbal warning, and they're still doing it as of today. So if anybody wants to make some money, I could use a couple thousand people who want to take on. If you want to take on Lincoln Journal-Star and sue them, then you can contact me on Facebook under Kathy Chase, or you can contact me on YouTube, or at foxtrot4567 at yahoo.com. If you're interested in making some money, and this is true, because everybody knows this is true, people know who I am in this community, then you can come forward. The more people I have, the better. And I would, if you want to get lawyers and help me, then you could get your hand in the pot of money if you want. So this is just an opportunity for Lincoln people, if you want to make some money. And also, I've tried to get them to stop. They have not stopped. So obviously, they know that what they're doing is highly illegal. You can't use numbers, you can't use colors, and you can't use stories about other people to try to initiate somebody else's death. They have never, the media or the public, representatives of the government politicians have never used my name, because what they're doing is illegal. They're trying to generate slander and all this other stuff to try to get me killed. You cannot do that. Presidents can't do that. Public can't do that. That's mafia, as I said. So if you're interested in making some money, you can contact me at those places online. And I proved the whole internet thing today, and the huge amount of monies out there that they're sitting on because they're greedy, with the whole statute of 5511 created about my life and the internet and computers. And I'm not a computer, I'm a human being, but the technology placed into my body, there was a lot of ingenuity that obviously came from my life, and the tragedy that has unfolded, that my life has become because of it. And I can't help that they're just greedy. They keep making excuses to try to make my problems in my life because of that greed, obviously, because they never once try to lift a finger to try to be nice. They never have done nothing nice for me. They've just tried to make my life difficult. And their idea was to regenerate this with Autumn, but now that people know about Autumn, they were going to try to kill her. They were going to have Autumn replace me, but now that people know about Autumn, they were going to try to kill her. And that's why I'm very protective of Autumn. I'm protective of all my children because of what they've done to their bodies, but Autumn in particular, she's the third child, and as you know, there are the three little pigs, the third child. The pig meaning like ham radio, or the pig meaning building brick walls or something. I don't know what they're doing. They're just nuts. I think they had some sort of, they were going to do to her the same thing to her in 20 years that they've done to me. Exploit her, make her run around, make money for them, and generate lots of wealth for other people, and then put her through the same scenario. That's what I think they were going to do. But now that I've caught them with her, they can't exactly do that, so they thought that they'd try to get her killed, which they can't do. So, anyways, yeah, Lincoln Journal-Star, I've warned you enough. You know, I've put a lot online talking about you, trying to get you to stop, and you have not stopped. I don't care how much you're paid. And I know Lee, you're owned by Lee Enterprises, and I think that has something to do with Richard Chase. So